Welcome to MMAPlay365. I'm Newsome and I'm here to give you the base AI recap from last weekend at UFC Austin in Texas. And the base AI is absolutely firing right now. The last three events have been superb. The last event, the one that I'm going to be breaking down now and recapping, 77% on the straight picks across the board. And bear in mind, that's over 13 fights, so it got 10 fights out of 13 correct. The week before that, it hit 82%. The week before that, it hit 72%. So as I've been mentioning throughout the entire time of breaking the base AI predictions down from the week before, the Bayesian algorithms that we're using are so unique, and the algorithms and the predictions are only going to grow stronger and develop with the more information that we put into the algorithms and the system and the software that we use. So the more fights that go on, the more years that go on, the more data it's going to have and the better, more solid predictions it's going to be able to produce. So it's really exciting. Now, just to go over a few of the fights from last weekend, we start in the value section. So this is actually a prediction, one of the three predictions that Base AI got incorrect on the night, but I'll explain where it's seeing the value. And that prediction was Joaquin Buckley versus Albert Duraev. The AI actually picked Albert Duraev to win. However, it had Buckley to win at 47%. Now, at 47%, the odds implied is minus 108, and you could have actually had Buckley at plus 190. So there was tremendous value there for sure. So even though the AI picked incorrectly, it was still saying the fight is going to be that close that the betting lines are completely off. Like I said, odds implied minus 108 around a pick'em. Sorry, plus 108, just greater than a pick'em. And actually, plus 190 is the line that you could have got on the betting line. So from that perspective, there was a ton of value. Even though the AI predicted incorrectly, it said that the odds should have been a lot closer than what they were. Now, moving on to some solid winners. Jeremiah Wells versus Court McGee. So Wells to win at 58%. Absolutely smokes Court McGee. Court McGee didn't go even into halfway to the first round before that knockout happened. And Jeremiah Wells is really a phenom that's going to be tough to beat with the way he fights. But at 58%, odds implied is minus 138, and you could have got plus 100, plus 105, even minus 105 as if you left it too late just before the fights as well. So even at minus 105, there was some value there, but it was a solid winner due to the fact that 58% and near 60%, I feel that his base AI is going to be confident that that fighter is going to win. But then Wells inside the distance as well. So remember, Base AI doesn't just do the straight picks, it does the method of victory and then rounds plus method of victory as well. So Wells to win inside the distance, the knockout added with the submission was at 46%. So 46% odds implied is plus 117. You could have had plus 230 on Wells to finish the fight, which probably was more than likely his outcome. You know, he's a finisher. So there was value there on inside the distance as well. So solid picks from Base AI with the Jeremiah Wells versus Court McGee fight. Now, another solid winner as well. In my opinion, I don't understand why this was a split decision. I think the fighter that won was the rightful fighter to win the fight, and it shouldn't have been as close as what it was. But that's Maria Oliveira against Gloria de Paula. Oliveira to win was actually 56%, which surprised me a little bit. I picked Gloria de Paula to win the fight. I thought she was going to have more than enough to beat Maria Oliveira, but Maria Oliveira just came out really well, really developed, and Base AI had her favoured to win at 56%. Odds implied, that's minus 127, minus 127. And you could have actually had a plus 250 on the betting line. So again, what I love about Base AI is not only does it pick underdogs, but it picks these big underdogs to win as well. At plus 250, that's a really good number. At 56%, you've got the value, you've got the Base AI predicting the winner as well, and you also have the cashed betting ticket should you have followed that. So Maria Oliveira, a solid winner. And another solid winner, Cody Stamann. Like I said, around the 60% mark is where Base AI seems to be relatively confident. It had Cody Stamann to win at 60%. Odds implied minus 149, but he was minus 600 on the betting line. So there was no value there. You couldn't have bet Cody Stamann based on what Base AI was saying. It needed to have been much higher percentage to even justify betting that betting line, which, to be honest, I don't normally bet outside of minus 500 because it is mixed martial arts. But still, it's a solid winner. Base AI was relatively confident, and Stamann did get the job done with relative ease as well. So a good, solid winner there. And a bit of a similar story with the next one, Phil Hawes versus Deron Winn. Hawes to win at 53%. Again, it was Basically, I was saying it should have been closer to a pick'em. Obviously, it didn't play out quite like that, although Hawes did have a couple of moments where we're a bit like, oh, is he going to throw the fight? Not throw it as in anything illegal, but is he going to lose the fight after starting so well? But it was a solid winner nonetheless. 53% odds implied, -113. He was -250 on the betting line. So a similar story with the Cody Stamann recap just a minute ago. You know, there was no value if you were looking at what Bayes AI was saying, but still a solid winner nonetheless. And I mentioned Maria Oliveira being a surprise winner earlier on, but the surprise winner section, I have chosen Roman Dolidze versus Kyle Daukaus. I thought Kyle Daukaus was going to be way too much for Dolidze, I'm being honest. But Bayes AI had Dolidze to win this fight at 51%. Odds implied, that's -104. And listen, I spoke about Bayes AI picking big underdogs to win. You could have had Dolidze for around +240. He got it done in the first round as well. So +240 for Bayes AI, basically not only picking Dolidze to win, it was pretty much a coin flip. You know, there's no denying that at 51%, but it was basically saying we are slightly favouring Dolidze and the value is all on Dolidze. The line's way too off. It should have been closer to a pick'em, but you could have actually got Dolidze at +240. So tremendous value there. And again, another solid underdog spot from Bayes AI. But then you could go down that road even further, add the knockout with the submission. Dolidze is naturally a finisher, so you could have had inside the distance at 22%. Now, although that's not a massive percentage for inside the distance, the odds implied on that is +359. Now, again, you've got to consider Dolidze is a finisher, so if you're thinking, well, +359, what can I get on the bookies? You can get +550. So again, you could have been cashing a +550 ticket, value on that as well, and playing a method of victory that, like I say, Dolidze is known for. So real surprise winner, but again, the AI flat out did a great job with that fight as well. Now, it wasn't all roses, though, for Bayes AI. There was one fight that pre-fight I looked at and completely disagreed with, and it played out in the way that I thought, you know, Bayes AI can't be 100%. And that fight was Gregory Rodrigues versus Julian Marquez. Now, Rodrigues to win at 38%, odds implied +165. He was around -175. I thought at -175, that was probably where he should be. Not a ton of value, but that's where the line probably should be. But Bayes AI was saying that Marquez, by the way, was the Bayes AI underdog of the week as well. You know, the biggest underdog that Bayes AI picked. It really thought Marquez was going to run through Rodrigues, and obviously it didn't happen. I personally think that was a bad prediction myself. I thought Rodrigues was in a good stylistic matchup, and if he had been a shorter favourite, I probably would have bet Rodrigues as well, but he wasn't. The -175 line kept me off because I thought it was where it should be. But yeah, I feel like Rodrigues was in a good spot last week, and Bayes AI didn't quite see that. So that was the one fight that Bayes AI was quite off with last week. But like I said, from the most part, 77% on the straight predictions, 82% last week, 72% the week before. It's on fire. I'm looking forward to see what it's got at UFC Vegas 57, which we'll recap that next week. I'm Newsome. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again next week.